Look, I'm not going to claim that I'm any sort of expert on the games industry, development houses, publishers, practices and standards, or etc. I consider myself a novice, a rank amateur when it comes to the industry itself. I know what I know and I glean new information here and there, but I have a suggestion. One which might work, might not. When a game is announced, the first thing that begins to take shape in the minds of consumers are expectations. For an established franchise, expectations are often based around any prior entries in said franchise. For new IPs, there's often an expectation of something new or unique. And with expectations, there is invariably disappointment. When someone's expectations are not met, it can end in several ways: humorous irony, pleasant surprise, and among many other consequences, disappointment. It seems that now, in the current state of the games industry, the extreme latter is more and more becoming the normative response from gamers at the time of release of new games. This can be seen with recent examples such as Aliens Colonial Marines, Total War Rome 2, and Watch Dogs, to name only a few. Even as I speak, expectations are mounting and coalescing in the minds of WoW players over the impending Warlords of Draenor, and so too are they filling the minds of Dragon Age, Witcher, and Assassin's Creed fans. But here's an idea. Why not give any basis for expectations to be built around? Am I suggesting a massive shift from established trends and effectively keeping people in the dark about games, such that they know nothing until the day of release? Well, no, I wouldn't go that extreme. We need to look at why people tend to experience disappointment over newly released games. Often, games are disappointing to us because they lack features we were promised when they were revealed. Their graphical quality is not up to par with footage we've already been shown, or they simply release as buggy messes which seem to imply that the game wasn't tested before release. While speculation covers the gamut, we can safely say that, for the most part, these issues are often due to the time the development teams working on these games have to dedicate to them. Let's look at Madden NFL, a series which releases a new installment every year. EA can pump as much money into a development house as it so chooses, or as little as that may be the case, but no amount of money can expedite development or supplement for quality. A game takes blood, sweat, tears, and above all, time to craft. It is an art which cannot be rushed, and as it is only as good as the sum of its parts, no aspect may be rushed or forsaken in the name of meeting a deadline. That's what this all boils down to: deadlines. It's always a race to meet the deadline set as your trade show, or your release announcement, or your panel at X Gaming Convention 2000 whatever. Often publishers have been guilty of those same business practices I've already mentioned in order to push a game out the door. Now, why do companies set deadlines to begin with? Well, I imagine it's to incentivize the team, to encourage them to establish a steady pace and chug along at said pace, which is understandable. Workers do need to be motivated. But what if there's a hiccup? The engine can't support what you're programming. Members of the team quit. You have to outsource parts of the project. What then? And why else might companies set deadlines? Well, to build hype. It's an obvious business strategy, probably one of the most basic. By setting a deadline, you hype customers up. They become more eager for the release date. They scour the internet and YouTube for all the information they can glean about the game, gearing up for release. Their expectations mount. And then... yeah. By setting deadlines and building hype, you inevitably press development teams into meeting a goal that is often a massive underestimate of the time necessary to craft their art. This is due to what I can only assume is the upper management of the publishing firms of these developers mandating a strict schedule for release without much understanding of the nuance involved in the project, so that often, features are scrapped, graphics come out shoddy, or the game is a buggy mess that requires a week's worth of patching to get it into place. And then, let's not forget about the marketing and PR departments of the same publishers who have been feeding the public tidbits about the game to encourage day one and pre-order sales. So what's the solution I propose at the end of this long suppository rant? Well, it's not a perfect fix, I'm not even sure if it's viable, but how about this? Stop setting deadlines for game releases. Sure, build up hype all you want, cram your developer vlogs or exclusive reveal trailers down our throats all you want, because at least under this system, there's a greater likelihood that you'll be able to deliver on the promises in those videos, and, even if not, you can mitigate some of the hype, or perhaps fuel some intrigue, by leaving the release date up in the air, and when it does release, likely be swarmed with eager buyers who will hopefully not be disappointed. Now, that's not to say that there shouldn't be some time frame established for the developers to work with, just mask that time frame for the public. I'm not going to claim that the publishers are wholly at fault here, in most cases, but there is a lot more they could be doing to improve consumer relations within the games industry by making minor shifts. You don't have to throw out your trade shows or your dumb marketing, though I wouldn't mind seeing them fall by the wayside. All you need to do is leave a simple date hanging in the air. Hell, if you do, no one can complain that a game is delayed, as they had no idea when the game was meant to be released anyway. Just a little bit of food for thought, and if you enjoyed this commentary, of course, leave a like, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.